Welcome to the Harrison family. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Welcome to the Harrison family. Keep loving one another, we'll be just fine. Harrison family.
What up, HD Nation? We are back with another video. And you can already tell by the title, we are back again with part 2 of our story time. The first story time you've already watched. If you haven't, go click here and watch it. We did it of our daughter Ari. And this is the story time of the birth and delivery of Mr. 4. Now, I spoke about my pregnancy when I got really sick with him, and I was like, had to be admitted to the hospital. I look like a skeleton. If you would like to get the details of that, you can also check out the video here. We're not going to get into too many of those details. You can click that and get all the details, but this particular video, we're just going to be talking about the birth and delivery. But before we get into the video, if you're new here, hello. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Listen, we're trying to, like I've said already, we're trying to soar high. We're trying to reach the nation. So yeah, so press the subscribe button and also click the notification bell so you're notified every time we post a video. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Oh yeah, from the beginning. So like she was saying, she was very sick.
Yeah.
Very thin, and just, you know, I was
skeleton like.
Just, you know what I mean? So her water started to trickle down. Like the night before, the water started to trickle down. So
just like with Ari. We
go to the hospital. Let's go check it out. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no issues because we already had a lot.
Right.
And so myself, Ari, Anna, we at the hospital, and they, you know, check, you know what I'm saying, but they ain't let it go. They just, you know, we was there for hours. Forever. You know what I mean? And of course, it seems like every time something happens, it's always at night. Right. Where everybody's sleepy, tired, exhausted. And so overnight, you know what I mean, I'm just there, Ari and I trying to get comfortable. I'm trying to have her lay on me, all that kind of stuff. So they end up admitting her, you know what I mean, and Ari and I was like, look, we gotta get some rest. Yeah. So I took her to her aunt's house. Come back in the morning, you know what I mean, first thing in the morning.
But before we get into that, let me give a little bit of detail. So a little trickle down came, and we went to the hospital as Harvey already stated, and they checked me and told me that my water had not broken all the way. Again. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, y'all told me this the last time, and I ended up having to stay. So me thinking about, you know, when Ari was born, I'm like, I'm gonna stay a little longer. So the lady was like, all right, let's, you know, go back in the room, sit. I was waiting for forever.
And then they wouldn't even let us back there.
They wouldn't even let them back. And it was like 3 people working that night, and St. Joseph's was just like a ghost town. Yeah. Like, it was so many women there, but there were no people working. So like, we were waiting forever. So they were in the waiting room waiting forever. I was in the back waiting forever just to get to a doctor, just for a doctor to tell me what's going on. It was ridiculous. And I'm gun-ho for St. Joseph's. I love their hospitality. But this particular night, it was like everybody took off the same weekend. Yeah. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? So I go back as soon as she told me to go back to the room, goosh. I'm like, ma'am, that's my water breaking. Like the last time my water broke when I got out of the car with Ari. This time it happened at the actual hospital. Like, I'm sitting on the bed and I just feel goosh, and I'm like, all right now. I said, ma'am, I walked out. I got up, I found a nurse. Yeah. I found a nurse and I said, ma'am, my water just broke. Y'all need to, she's like, do you know if you want an epidural? If you know that you want an epidural, we can go ahead and get you, you know, to a room. But if you know you don't want an epidural, I advise you to go home and wait it out till the contractions come. I looked at her like, my water broke.
Yeah, why would I go home?
Last time my water broke and y'all kept checking me and checking me, my daughter got an infection. I'm not going home, ma'am. What are you talking about?
For the first time.
I was like, I ain't recognize her face because I know a lot of the midwives there. I'm like, are you new? She looked like she was just fresh out of medical school. I'm like, ma'am, I said, I'm not going home. I know I'm going to get an epidural. I already got one for my daughter because I was forced to get one. So I was like, I might as well get another one because at the end of the day, I already got it. So what's the point? So I said, I'm getting an epidural. Get my room ready. So I said, let me go notify my husband because he had our 2.5-year-old daughter there with him. He was tired. She was tired. It was past everybody's bedtime. Like, don't play with me, ma'am. Do not, the one thing you don't want to do is upset and irritate a pregnant going into labor mother. You don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
So I'm looking at her and I'm like, I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. We're having this baby in a couple hours. Get my room ready. So back to what Harvey was saying. He ended up taking Ari to my mom and my sister's house. Teresa, shout out to Aunt Teresa. She kept Ari for us.
Clutch.
Harvey ended up going home to get some rest because he had to rev up because I knew I would be in labor for a little bit. I knew I wasn't exactly about to have him in the next hour or two. So I'm like, babe, you go home, get a little bit of rest, and I'll call you when it's close to that time. The second baby, you already know what to do. First baby, you stick around because you don't know too much to do. The second baby, I'm like, babe, go get some rest. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna call you back in like a couple hours when you rested up a little bit, and then we gonna get this thing going. So yeah, you went home. I don't remember how long it was. You maybe slept for what, like 5 hours, maybe, if that.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. But first thing in the morning, we're back up in there, and I remember your moms came through, your sister, Debs came through.
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone with my mother.
Yeah.
Where you at? Like, you coming? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause she was there for the first one, you know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, I'm coming, or whatever. And like,
I mean, up until that point, I was just I just got prepared. I got my room, started the IV because they knew I was getting the epidural. They're like, all right, wait it out a little bit. They started my fluids. They didn't really give anything to push the contractions. I think they did give me some Pitocin with 4. Yeah, they gave me Pitocin with 4 because my ward had already broke and they knew that I didn't want to wait it out and I already wanted that epidural. They like, all right, let's have this baby. Yeah. So they put me in the room. My mother and Deborah came and them contractions started coming. And the lady was like, let me know when you want the epidural. I'm like, I want the epidural. She was like, well, we have to wait 45 minutes to give it to you, and then it take a while to, it don't kick in like right then. So she said I said 45 minutes. At this time, Harvey was there, and when I tell y'all, I was on the edge of the bed, like trying to get them, because I'm like, I gotta wait 45. I said, I'm starting to feel the contractions and they're getting worse. I said, I need this epidural now. She's like, we gotta wait another 45 minutes. I was like, what we waiting for? 45 minutes. So 45 minutes, I'm like, I'm soldiering it up, y'all. I'm like, ugh. And I had to keep getting up to use the bathroom. So it was just crazy. My mother looking at me like, I can't help you, baby.
Yeah, that's what she said.
She say that with everything. She like, I can't help you. She be looking like, baby, ain't nothing I can do. I was like, mine ain't hers. She like, baby girl, I don't know what you want me to do. I had my children. So yeah, so it gets time to push. And they gave me the little pill. It's like a pill ball. It's like a big ball. Like, them big balls that you bounce on the yoga balls, but this ball is shaped like a pill. I forgot what they call it, but you do the butterfly method. The butterfly is like you put it in between your legs and you like turn to the side with one leg on top of the thing, and it helps, bring the baby down. So I was on the pill for not too long. I was about to take a nap. She was like, you can go ahead and go to sleep until you dilated. So I got the pill and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some rest.
Nope.
I'm like, I feel like I got poop. It's time. So the nurse come in and she's like, yep. You feel like you got a poop? I'm like, yeah. She's like, let me check you. She checked and I was 10 centimeters dilated, and I was like,
that quick.
I know what that means. I said, I'm ready. She looking at me. I'm straightening up because I'm like, I done this before. I'm Gucci. So Harvey on the phone with,
still on the phone with mother. Where you at?
I'm like, where you at? She like, I'm coming. So she flying up the street trying to get here before the baby get here. So we got grandma Bone on the phone, my mother and Deborah like watching everything. She like, you ready to push? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to push. I'm a G at this thing. So you had one of my other legs.
Yeah, I ended up hanging up with my mother. I had a leg and I had the camera out too.
Yeah.
So like I try to like record, like I was like, I'm gonna do better this time, I'm not gonna pass out. You know what I mean? And I even kept saying it like, yo, like I can feel my legs, like I'm present right now. Like I wasn't, you know what I mean, you know.
Yeah, a pro this time around.
So I had the camera, and they ain't had no issue with me having the camera, and I had a leg, and you know, I'm like, you know, you good, you know what I'm saying? But like it took 2 seconds, like literally 2 seconds, and I think it was 2 pushes.
Yeah, it was 1 push. They said 1. I said 10 seconds. The second push, and I just feel him out.
Yeah, it was.
And she's
so
like,
fast.
you practically could have sneezed and he would have been out. And I'm like, is that it? She was like, you birthed him. And I'm like, are you serious? So I didn't even know, but out comes out Harvey, and we'll show you guys a picture of what he looked like when he came out. Oh my goodness. He was 8 pounds, 6 ounces.
Out of her.
And once again, y'all, no tears, no rips, nothing with either of my I don't have that whole getting stitched up. I never had to go through that. I never want to go through that, because I'm like, nah, I don't need that big hit tearing me. And I'm like, did I get any tears? And they like, no. I'm like, yes, thank you, Jesus. But 2 pushes and he was out. Oh my goodness, came out smiling, eyes wide open, the biggest smile. Like, oh my goodness, like I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. And I was able to do skin to skin with him. Like with him, it was different because of what I went through. Like that's why our bond now is, I love my daughter, that's my baby, but we have a strong bond because I almost lost him. Like they told us that, Mom, me and Harvey, they told us, you got to choose you or the baby. It
happened twice within the same pregnancy.
Yeah.
So like we almost lost him. Like, yeah, you ever choose yourself or the baby.
Right.
And then it was like
Ari almost.
No, I'm saying like within the pregnancy of you and 4, like you being pregnant with him. Like initially it was like, you know what I mean, it's either gonna be you or the baby. Yeah. But then later on, it was like the baby's fine.
Right. Oh yeah.
And she was, you know,
it was just me.
Sunken in, and
he was sucking the life out of me, literally. Yeah. So he was perfect. The doctor kept saying, "Oh no, the baby good, but you ain't good." So it was like we had like a strong bond. And even with Ari, like she had complications out the womb, but I knew she would be okay. With 4, it was like from jump, 16 weeks, I almost lost him. So when he came out, and like I was able to put him on my chest, and he just was looking at us, like looking at us, smiling, and I'm like, he's smiling already. It was just a beautiful thing. I'm gonna insert a little bit of the clip so that y'all can see, and try to blur out, you know, because I was exposed, not all the way, but y'all know how, y'all know how it is when you have a baby. All you got on is a gown, and you ain't thinking about your appearance, you ain't thinking about what's showing, you ain't thinking about none of that.
I don't even know if that gown was on right.
It wasn't. I wasn't thinking about that gown. Listen, I was not thinking about that gown. I wasn't thinking about none of that. I wasn't thinking about being exposed or nothing. I did not care. All I was worried about was pushing out a healthy baby.
Real close to your sister, that.
Right, exactly. My sister, my mom, well, my mom's seen it before, but my sister's seen it all. We close anyway, but we got closer that day.
And then
we got closer that day.
Like my mother finally walked in, or whatever.
And it's just legs up, baby here.
Yeah, because you know, it happened so fast.
So fast. It was no 20-minute pushing, 30-minute pushing. It was literally like a 20-second type of situation. So his mom gets there, the baby's here. This time it's a little bit different. Not too many complications. They did have to put him under the lamp.
Oh,
because his temperature, they had to put him under the blue light because they had to warm him up because he was a little cold. And I had to tell the doctor, I'm like, well, maybe you guys should turn the air down in the room because the air was on. So yeah, she was like, let's turn this air off. And I'm like, yeah, that would help. That would help. It's a new baby boy. He's fresh out the womb. After he came out, you know, the placenta you have to birth out the placenta as well, for those of you who do not know. So like after he's out, I'm like, all right now. So the nurse is pushing down on my stomach and I'm about to kick her. My feet is by her face. I'm like, man, baby just came out of there. My uterus hurts. It's sore. So you don't want to push too hard, but I know that I have to birth the placenta. I know it has to come out. I'm just waiting. It's not like your uterus contracts. So eventually it's going to push the placenta out. You don't really have to force it. but I guess she was ready to leave or something. And don't get me wrong, I love the midwife, but and it came, I'm like, I felt like I got poop again. I'm like, all right. And I'm just sitting there waiting for it to come out because I'm like, yo, get this out of me. But another reason they wanted to just let it sit there for a little bit, because they wanted him to get all the cord blood. Apparently, like the cord blood from the cord from the baby to the placenta has a lot of good nutrients in it. So they wanted that to dry out. Then Harvey gonna say, who cut the cord? And I'm like, you. Like, what kind of question is that?
I didn't get a chance to do that the last time.
You did right. He didn't get a chance to cut Ari's cord because they had to hurry up and brush her, and it was wrapped around her body, so they had to hurry up and cut it.
It was on.
But you know that, regardless, you're going to cut the cord.
Well, I cut it, and I just felt horrible cutting that junk.
Why?
Because it was like I don't know, like it's part of you, it's part of him. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm cutting, like is somebody hurting?
Right. Yeah, true. You can't. I mean, he couldn't feel it.
It was the weirdest feeling cutting a cord.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
If you ain't never done that, like it's weird.
But is it also like a good feeling? Because I mean,
well, I'm saying like it was a good feeling. You know what I mean? Because like you see it on TV. Right. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it was a good feeling. Yeah. Like I didn't get a chance to do it the first time. Yeah. But not like I'm looking forward to it. But I don't know. Yeah. It's a bunch of emotions.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this day was just a beautiful day. Anytime you have the opportunity or the blessing of giving birth to a blessing, it's just a wonderful feeling. And we FaceTime Ari, and
she ain't want no part.
She wasn't even looking at the phone. She like, what's going on? Like, who's that? What baby you got? Where y'all at? Why am I at my own house? Even though she loves her aunt.
Right. You want me to brother?
She like, she like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Who brother? Who am I meeting? Who is that?
She ain't want no parts.
She ain't want no parts, none whatsoever.
And it really took a couple weeks.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. It took a couple. It didn't take a couple weeks because I have a picture of when she first hugged him.
Yeah, and it was like it still was phony. Like that was still phony.
No, that was priceless. I'm gonna show y'all the picture. Y'all comment down below if y'all think that Ari was being phony or not.
On everything, like it was like a couple weeks, and then she really started like, all right, you know, this is my brother. You know what I mean? And she was saying my brother.
Yeah, she still says my brother to this day. But I mean, we stayed in the hospital for what? I was in the hospital for what, 3 days? I wasn't in there as long.
It was quick.
It was a quick stay.
And the fact that they was like, yeah, you know, y'all can go. And it's just complete, like everything was just completely different. Completely different. From the first time with Ari to 4, because, you know what I mean, we was in the hospital for a minute. With Ari this time, you know, we was in the hospital for like
3 days, 2 days.
And we was able to take him straight home. We weren't able to do that the first time. And he just looked so little, like
he was so little, like
in that car seat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like he was like hanging like
just like trying to put the little mitts on him.
Right, it was crazy. He was 8 pounds, but it was like the car seat made him look so little. And I shout out to everybody who came and visited me in the hospital for both children. Like, I really do love y'all. Like, if you came and visited me, like when I had Ari, I'll never forget this. Shar and Chris came through, and Shar brought the baby a gift and brought me flowers. And still have the bracelet. Like, anybody who ever visited me while I had my kids, I really appreciate you guys. Y'all don't understand. It means a lot just for you to think about someone, just to come and visit them and make sure they're okay. And because of COVID, a lot of people aren't able to get visitors. So if you can, and you know someone that's pregnant and about to give birth, try to call them and FaceTime them while they're in the hospital, just to let them know that you love them and care. Because of COVID, some fathers not even able to be there. They just let that happen, that the fathers are able to come and they can't leave and come back and stuff like that. So yeah, just to put that disclaimer out there. But yeah, that was the birth and delivery of full, completely different story from Ari. Like, y'all had all the theatrics, all of the effects, all of that with Ari, but with him it was just like boom. He was, in the beginning he gave us issues, but at the end he was like, I'm a soldier and I got this. But yeah, we went home, put him in the car seat, drove home, and had 2 kids. Ari was like, yo, what just happened? Like, she was a little young. I feel like when I was pregnant, she didn't really fully understand what was about to happen. But after it happened, she was like, oh, okay, because she's a smart girl. Right. So after a while, she's like, oh, okay, so you were pregnant with a human. Now that human is here, now I have to share my parents with another human. But yeah, their bond is like this, like couldn't ask for anything better than for them to be as close as they are now. It's just amazing.
I hope it stay that way.
I hope so too, and I think it will, because I don't know, like the way they are, don't touch my brother and don't touch my sister. They fight, siblings fight, of course. Like they fight, like give me that toy, I want that toy. But when they like hug, like the other day, he got mad because she didn't want to be pulled by him anymore, and he wanted to give her a hug, and they wanted to dance, and Ari like 4, and he like and they just hugged each other. And I looked at Harvey and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I love it, I love it. A lot of people keep asking if there are more baby Hairstons to come in the future.
No.
He's saying that, but whatever God says, whatever God says, that's my response, because I can't say yes and I can't say no. It's whatever God says at the end of the day. Am I pleased with the 2 I have? Yes, I am pleased. I have a boy and a girl. Why break the cycle? Why break, you know, the pair? Because if I have another girl, whew, if I have another boy, whew. But whatever God says, I'm not gonna argue with it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know if you guys want more story times. If you like the segment of story times, we will keep bringing them to you. Like I already stated in my Smile Direct Club video, there will probably be one more video, and it's the Thanksgiving vlog before Vlogmas. We are excited. I'm excited. It's the holiday season, y'all. We is real pressed. To look a lot like Christmas. We weren't able to do Vlogmas last year because of the hot, like I was working a different job and I was in school doing a lot. Now like I'm about to graduate soon, so I only got one more class to take, so we're able to do Vlogmas this year and I'm excited about it. Lord knows we need the Christmas season. We need the joy, the peace, the happiness, and all that good stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe like I stated earlier. And go ahead and binge watch what we've already posted. Why not? You bored anyway.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Your kids need something to do. And so do you. So, we'll see you on the next video. I love you.
Love you too.
Peace. Let's water it down. Dang it. And why is the camera just sitting?